Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Worlds of Magic. It is actually a development build. It is not yet available on Steam Early Access. It will be available later this week, I believe on September the 11th. And I am playing it because I was a backer, an early backer of this game's Kickstarter. And one of the benefits I guess that backers get is they get to play the beta a week early. But again, I must stress that this is a beta. The game is very much incomplete. However, I am really rooting for this game, and I want to make sure that it gets some exposure. I haven't, of course, received any permission from the developers to do this. Hopefully it's okay. If necessary, I will be more than happy to take it down right away, but I consider this kind of an interactive beta test. So if the developers were to, watch this, they could see how a typical player who has experience with these types of games interacts with the game and see if what things are working and what things are not. Now, this game, Worlds of Magic, is being put out by Wastelands Interactive and Lucid Dreamers. I will have links to the main website as well as the wiki in the comments section. And this is currently build 1239M. There's a changelog here that tells you all of the different builds and what is added or fixed. There are also options. The most interesting is the mouse selection. Now, this game is a spiritual successor to the game Master of Magic, which is one of the reasons why I jumped on it so early, because I love that game. I mean, who doesn't love that game? And there's been a lot of games since that have attempted to emulate the spirit of Master of Magic without quite getting there. Some of them have been quite good. The Age of Wonders series, of course, is very good. The Elemental, Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, I enjoyed quite a bit. But they just don't quite capture the feel of Master of Magic, and I'm hoping that this game will go a long way toward that. Now, I've changed my mouse selection to RTS-like, which is left-click to select, right-click to act. If you're more familiar with Master of Magic, you can do left-click to select and act. That's not me, though. So, let's just jump right into it. There are multiple planes. There's the Prime Plane, which is your typical earthy type land called Pangea. Or maybe they're all Pangea, I'm not exactly sure. But there's also the Airplane, which is Airplane, which is like Eador, I guess, Masters of the Broken World, in that there are floating islands and you have to get between them by flying. And then there's the Shadow Plane, which I guess is very similar to the Shadow Plane in Age of Wonders Shadow Magic. So I'm going to go with two opponents, world size, medium. You can only choose two races at the beginning now in this beta. It's the High Men or the Unhallowed. And I'm thrilled because the High Men is the race that I really want to play anyways. If you follow my channel, you know that this is my people. I like Paladins, Cavaliers, High Men, generally the knightly, good, human type people who have healing abilities and such, summon angels, all that good stuff. And these guys seem pretty cool. The next thing we're going to do, let's just talk about them. They represent the oldest human culture in Caldrian, which I guess is the game world. They can trace their roots to the civilizations back hundreds of generations. They're good building capabilities, they have solid all-around units and no distinct weaknesses. However, they lack specialization and they have no offensive spellcasting units. That's just fine. So let's choose the Sorcerer Lord. There's a number to choose from. There's Merlin. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Rajak, straight out of the original Master of Magic. Ariel. Igor the Tyrant, which is like a beholder. That's pretty awesome. And Neve, or Nev. However, I'm going to be Marcus. It's close enough. It's a former adventurer and sellsword captain, neither an adept nor an enthusiast of the deeper studies of magic. He makes up for it with his huge knowledge of warfare. He's an enchanter, a warlord, and enlightened. Enchanter and warlord are straight out of Master of Magic, Enchanter allows you to cast enchantments 20% cheaper, and Warlord gives your troops more experience. Enlightened, I think, might be new, and it just means you get 5% more experience per battle, which is very cool. So you get to choose your spells, and the way I've, I guess, seen it is you click each one of these spell paths that you have some knowledge in and pick 2 tier 1 spells in them. So we'll start with the Circle of Earth. I'm going to go with Fertile Soil and Stone Skin. Then we go to Augmentation, which has some similar spells. I think Giant Strength is in both of them. So I'm not sure. Maybe you get the same spell twice, or maybe that's a bug. Not entirely sure. So what do I want here? Aid, of course, the quintessential high man spell. And oh, there's Fertile Soil again. And it's darkened, so that means you've already selected it. That's pretty cool. Sharpens weapons. That's pretty decent. Water Walking. Bless Weapon. That's very high many. Biomancy. You know, I like the concept of vacuum. I have not yet, in my playing of this beta, seen any flying units, so I haven't been able to really try it, but it pulls flying units down to the ground so that you can attack them, which is really cool. How about weakness? That's cool. And heal. Oh, of course, heal. Huh. What kind of high man doesn't have heal? Finally, the Circle of Fire. Flame Arrow, of course. I haven't seen Fireball, but Raised Militia has been pretty helpful because it lets you get some additional first level troops. In this case, Spearmen. So there we go. Now, the maps in this game are procedurally generated, which is like awesome to me. You just put the words procedurally generated in your game, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to give it a look because I'm really into that kind of stuff. But again, just like the original Master of Magic, no 2 games are alike, which gives it some great replayability value. I'm also impressed with the music. I think they did a really good job with the music and the overall presentation. So let's see, here's my capital of Scandinavia. Not to be confused with Scandinavia, which is actually a region in the northern parts of the Earth. And I believe Vikings come from there, right? So anyway, the game is laid out very similar to other games of this type where you have a notification screen that kind of tells you if there's anything that you've forgotten. So as long as you focus on this little middle part here, it will remind you of what you need to do. You can see it's in 3D, but there's a grid. So first thing, it looks like armies still require your attention. You start off, well, with the high men at least, you start off with 1 spearman and 1 swordsman. And you can split them up into 2 different groups by clicking and holding, and then moving it down to a little box that appears. And that splits them up into 2 distinct armies. Now, movement is a little interesting. I would like it if the game kind of told you how many movements you have, and it kind of does. And here, like it says, for example, the 1, that means I can get to there in 1 turn. But I'd rather have like a 3/3, and then as you move 1 space, it went to 2/3, and so on and so forth. But let's just, as far, we can go this far. Or, oops, that's right, I changed the movement style to be like RTS's. So, alright, there we go. And I unsplit them up. Oh well, whatever. So then you want to look at your city. So this is Scandinavia, my high man city. There's a barracks, there's a smithy, a builder's hall, and the wizard tower. So again, very much like Master of Magic. And you can produce either units or buildings here. Now, in my previous testing, I produced buildings, but they take forever. Like in this case, 34 turns. And the more fun I'm having in the beta right now really is exploring the world and seeing the different objects that they have to interact. So in this case, I'm going to try instead to build some units. And it looks like spearmen are cheaper than swordsmen and take less time. So let's get a couple of those. There's my queue. Not sure. Okay, perfect. So you just double click. Let's get 4 of those. Wonderful. So you have your gold income, your power income, your food, production, research, and negative energy, which is used as food by the unhallowed, but not by the high men. You have farmers, craftsmen, sages, and rebels. So again, very much like Master of Magic. I'm already at home. I feel very comfortable and happy. The spearmen have their little spearman dance where they crouch down and put the spear behind their neck. They all do it. It's the Worlds of Magic equivalent of I took an arrow in the knee. Obviously, developing games is expensive, and maybe they don't have the resources to have multiple dance moves, but, you know, that might help. Just a couple different ones to choose from, or just have them do it less frequently. They do it on the battlefield, too, and the swordsmen kind of do this, where they lean down on their sword. So you have an info screen here. Surveyor helps find a suitable spot for a new town. I really haven't played with this much. There's the mirror, which shows you yourself, Marcus in this case. I have no negative disciplines, so that's good. These two aren't labeled. I'm assuming this one is like the mini-map mode or the zoomed out map. I'm not sure what that is. Then we have the magic panel, which gives you power distribution, spell research, casting, and alchemy. As you see here, we need to research a spell. There's diplomacy, but we haven't met anyone. You can go to different planes if you've discovered them. There's the forge to produce artifacts. It's working, but I haven't really used it. There's a roster of all of your units. So you can see that I have one army right now, consisting of one spearman and one swordsman, no heroes. And you can kind of look at their specific details. And city management, which tells you what your cities are, what the race is, that kind of stuff. So let's choose a spell to research. I like Wind Blast. So I believe this means it takes 151 research points. Hopefully it doesn't mean 151 turns to research. Not entirely sure. Maybe I should go with a cheaper one. Acid Arrow, how about? But we already have a Fire Arrow. Let's just go with Wind Blast, whatever. So yeah, then I guess this is a counter that fills up as you continue with the research. Alright, so we can end the turn. So I'm going to select this guy, and I'm again try to split them up. Okay. And I'm going to move one of them over this way. I guess I cannot go this far. Please? Or maybe I just have to go this way, sir? Maybe? Okay, well, it's worked for me before. I must be doing something wrong. These blue crystals kind of hovering in the air are actually teleport crystals, which take you to a new place on the land, so that's really cool. I'm going to cast my Raise Militia spell. And end turn. And you can zoom out and zoom in a little bit on the map, but this is currently the furthest you can zoom out. Let's try this again. So I move it into his own little area. Okay, then I select him. There we go. There we go. No? Oh, perfect. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. It's my fault. You're supposed to click a square outside of the original square where they're going to go before anything happens. So now they're split up. Okay, and to interact with something, you just right-click when you're there, or yeah, and then you teleport. That was cool. And if you ever get lost and you're not sure what it is you're supposed to be doing, you can always click the middle here and it will tell you what your next step is. Now again, I would like to reiterate for the third time that this game is in early access beta. It'll be open to early access for everyone on September the 11th. I believe it's this Thursday coming up. So obviously it's not complete. I have to make that 100% clear, but I am nothing but optimistic that when it's finally ready to go and it gets released, that it's going to be a really fun game. So he's checking that out. So I'm going to have this guy go to the south. What I have found is that some of these objects are too tough for me to conquer with just one unit. But I'm not LPing this or anything. I'm just previewing it, so I don't have to care about losing. We are the high men. High men don't break. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Of course, if you're not an English speaker, you won't get that, but either way. Let's check out the watchtower. I don't think I've seen one of those before. Ah, so just like you'd expect from a watchtower, it gives you an overarching view of the nearby area. There are dungeons, and they're also like, look like little gates that are also like areas you can, oh, there's a bandit camp. Let's see, I've never interacted with one of those before. Let's go over there. And what is this? A great library. Let's check that out. Okay, well, it's asking us to fight. This is auto battle, and of course manual. Okay, we have 3 units of spearmen. That is not going to go well for us. So let's go. Okay. Unit panel. No. I just want to retreat, if that's at all possible. I know that the enemies can retreat. Ah, here we go. Or no? No, you won't let me retreat? Okay, well. So it goes. The high men charge into battle. And you have customizability of the battlefield. If you hold down the mouse wheel, you can move around. You can scroll the mouse wheel, scroll in, scroll out. And if you right click or click the right mouse button and turn, you can alter the battlefield. Very similar to Age of Wonders 3, that is. So swordsmen are better than spearmen, but one group of swordsmen are not better than 4 groups of spearmen. Let's see if we can't. Okay, so aid infuses the target with a small amount of positive energy. Frankly, I don't know what that means, but I think we could use all the positive thinking we can get here. So let's cast. No, I don't want to infuse it. I just want to cast it. No? I guess I don't have enough mana. I think that's what it means by it being red. That seems true, yeah. I mean, Marcus, as they mentioned in the description, isn't exactly known for his mana. Let's go and... Well, we certainly got the worst of that exchange. Yeah, we aren't going to do very well here. Oh, but they missed. That's right. Okay, wonderful. So, probably best that I would have left my 2 initial units together at the beginning, because there's really not much around the world that 1 unit can kill. But still, again, it's a beta. I just want to kind of explore the land. I'm obviously not trying to win the game. I'm just trying to see how the game works and explore some of the concepts. Okay, and we have our first spearmen in Scandinavia. Let's go up here. How do I... Maybe we... Ah, there we go. So we're going to move up. Okay, so this terrain is kind of rough, I guess. So let's go here. Oops. There we go. Oh, what's that? Ancient Ruin. Okay, that's another area where you get destroyed by enemies if you go to. But let's check out the bandit camp. My guess is that there are going to be bandits there. We shall see. You know, now is a good moment for me to kind of talk about why I like Kickstarter, because it allows games like this from small developers like this to happen when maybe the big publishers wouldn't have given them a chance. And I think that's great. I think the democratization of gaming is a good thing, and I think it makes the environment of gaming better. So, and you know, there's been Kickstarter success stories and there's been Kickstarter failures, but either way, allowing individuals to contribute to games that they want to see made is a good way to diversify what's on offer. Ooh, a lost tribe. Those are fun, actually, because they add population to your city. And now I haven't found a way yet to interact with these things. They have little circles, so I assume they're kind of like resources, such as in Civilization 5, that if you build a city, or if your city's sphere of influence encompasses them, you get the benefit associated with it. But I haven't progressed far enough to really see that in action. Okay, so if you left click, it'll tell you kind of about what it is. The ancient ruin is a long forgotten site of an ancient city. Some buildings still remain intact, and you might have some spearmen there. But I don't want to do that, because now your unit disappears after that, but you can just click on it and see the unit again. Alright, so the lost tribe, well, we're not going to make it there just yet. Okay. Well, it's on a hill, you know. Hills are tough to walk up. So, right now, in the Steam community, I guess, for this game, they're having a lot of discussions about bugs they found or things they think should be added or tweaked. I'm sure as soon as the game is open to wide release, that there'll be even more of that. So, from what I understand, the developers are very open to the suggestions of the fan base and the backers and the people who are going to be signing on. So that's great. You know, they're really listening to what people have to say. They're obviously making a lot of changes. I fully expect that this game is going to develop quite a bit. Okay, yeah, so the population of Scandinavia has increased by 1,000. That is fantastic. Alright, let's see what's up here. Ooh, another watchtower. Fantastic. And we have another spearman too? Or is this? Nope, that's the same old spearman from before. But Raise Militia is able to be cast. So you click it, and then what do I do? I do something. Ah, spell ready, click here to cast. So I click there. Then I target the city. Aha! And my militia has been raised. Just in time to fight these evil goblins. And we shouldn't have any problem with these guys. Might actually win a battle. Hooray! Good show, Marcus. Okay, let's do some tactics. These guys over here. These guys up here. Can we? Yes, we can. We can swing at them. Wow, there's some tough goblins. And again, you can compare your units with the enemy units just by hovering over. These goblins are called runts. They have 18 hit points. They have attack power of 2 to 5. And a fist power of a fortitude save of -1. Reflex save of 3. No ranged attack, no magic attack. Will save of 0. Armor class 13. And 3 movement points. Whereas my folks, armor class 14. 4 to 11 melee. Fortitude save of 3, reflex save of 1. So they are superior units in almost every way. And yeah, so long, goblins. Ooh, critical hit. And you gained some experience. We didn't lose anything. We didn't get any loot, unfortunately. But the foul goblins have been pushed back. Alright. The forest is tough to slog through, so we're not making much progress here, but let's go over this watchtower. Alright, look what we have here. We have more goblins, we have more resources, And here's what I was talking about, the ancient ruins. Actually, I think yeah, there's one over here already. Those are generally guarded by whoosy-whatsies and things you don't want to mess with. But when you have a larger army, I'm sure that you will gain treasures and whatnot for them. What is this? Another great library. Did I ever go to this other one? I don't think I did. Okay. Well, before we end the episode then, let's just take a look and see what the great library has in store for us. Okay. Where is it now? It's up here. It'll take, wow, 5 turns to get there. Oh well. That'll give us a chance to see how the auto movement works. And you? And you can also auto-resolve. I won. Gain experience. For little battles, of course, just like any other game, where you know you're going to win. And we have a new spearman in Scandinavia. Come out. Do I have maybe a garrison? Ah, here we go, units. So can I... Okay, how do I get him to leave? Ah, okay, you just click on it. See if he can make it to this great library. No, yes, maybe so. Ah, here he comes. More goblins. Those appear to be the main antagonists on the world map at this time, although I have seen Grey Elf druids as well. And you, my friend, are on goblin patrol. No? Ah, here we go. Okay, so he's walking. He's doing his thing. Good, good, good. And yet more goblins. Easily dispatched. Some nice blue flowers. Ooh, what's this? An obelisk. Let's check it out. I haven't seen one of those before. And it's a battle. I should have left-clicked first to kind of read what it was about. We're probably going to die. Yeah, group of 4 spearmen. Really? There's no way for you to run away? No, there is. Okay, you just click it. Excellent. Come on. Run! Run! Yes, we did it. Okay, wonderful. So the obelisk is a mystical pillar that can grant boons to those it deems worthy. Apparently I was not worthy enough. Your measure of worthiness is, can you beat 4 spearmen? And the answer in my case, no. Let us go back and guard Scandinavia. And our mighty king, Stan. Oh, good, more lost tribes. Okay, no, you're doing your thing. No? Okay. Okay, cool. No? Why? I don't understand. I would like to end the turn. Why are you not letting me do that? Would you like to climb a rock? No? Are you trapped? Are you... What? Oh. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's check out this library, and then we will call it an episode. Next turn. 1,000 more folks to join our wonderful city of Scandinavia. Another spearman, of which we are rapidly gaining many. Okay, you all are wonderful, but I want to go up here and see this guy and tour the Great Library. The Great Library of Scandinavia. Okay, okay, now he's over here. Okay. So this guy doesn't want to follow my orders, but that's alright. I have plenty of other spearmen. I don't need you. I don't need you, sir. Okay. Let's see here. Fortify. Push this army to the end of the queue. Disable notifications until end of turn. Okay. Oh, I've built all my spearmen, so now I can produce other things. Ah! Things take less time now because we have more civilians. Let's build a granary. Alright, excellent. Excellent. Okay, but I really want to check out that library. Ah, perfect. Okay, here we go. Library? No? Next turn then? This looks like heal, even though it says fortify. Ah, wonderful. So yeah, I am noticing a little bit of the game won't let you end the turn unless you've commanded all of your units to do something, which I guess is great. I mean, it's great because you won't forget about stuff, but when the units are kind of doing strange things, like wandering off on their own. Okay, here we go. Let's see. A repository of forgotten knowledge with the possible guardians. Ah, there's a guardian. There always is a guardian. And it's a guardian that we are not going to surmount. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this beta, pre-beta actually, because the beta isn't actually being released widely until the 11th of September, of Worlds of Magic by Wastelands Interactive and Lucid Dreamers. I am really rooting for these guys. I'm rooting for this game. I want it to be awesome. I really like how they're taking what was good about Master of Magic and they're simply updating it without screwing with it. And I think that's what made a lot of the other games that tried to do the same thing. Some of them were successful, but they just didn't catch the same feeling, is because they added their own little spin to it. And I think this is just kind of a spiritual successor of Master of Magic, and I look forward to see where they take it in the future. So once again, I am Marcus Aurelius. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.